Hello, and welcome to the Build with Bear workshop. I apologize, we started a couple minutes late here, a little later than normal. I'm running a little behind today, so I apologize for that. Hey, everybody in chat, I'm going to throw in the old Bear Cave emote. If you're a subscriber, you got that. Hello, Mr. Bob, welcome. Hello, Wookins. I know that it's late for you, so thank you for being here for a little bit on my Thursday stream. I want to thank all of the viewers watching live. Hello to everybody. Yes, welcome to the Bear Cave. And yes, hello everybody watching later on YouTube. Actually watching a day later on YouTube at least, because it is now a reward for my Patreon that all my uploads that I go to youtube.com/PatBear are all the uploads for my streams. And those will go up a day later than they used to, because I want to give anybody who is backing on Patreon the video a day sooner. So Patreon backers get the video tonight, and then everybody else gets it tomorrow. It's not that big of a deal. Nobody's really watching like immediately after I post it anyway. But no, they're not scrubs at all. Ooh, the Bear Pit. That sounds rad. As far as, hey, even if it's not spelled like my name, Bear Pit is a great name. Well, I'm just saying, I want to give a little bit of a benefit to people that are supporting me on Patreon. Of course, thank you to all subscribers watching here. Hey, thank you if you're just a Twitch follower. If you give me a follow on there, thank you for that. I really appreciate that very much. I appreciate everybody that's supporting me in any way they can. A little later, I'll put up links in the show here in the chat, and then it'll be below on my YouTube for Patreon, Amazon, all the kinds of stuff. I have a link on YouTube to the show I did last week, the Improvised Post Mortem that I did at UCB. I also have the audio of that because the video quality, unfortunately, isn't great. I had it lined up perfectly, and then Fremi, one of my first guests, Wilkins, thank you for hosting. I appreciate it. So Fremi moved the podium just out of frame, and so like a bunch of my guests on the show you can't see, but you can hear them really well. So I put the audio up on my SoundCloud. It was, I didn't have anybody watching. I just did a static shot. So that's what you get for that kind of thing. I should have had someone watching it. All right, let's get started. We are working on our G5, the RX-7805. Let me switch over here to the main view. Great, we got that. So what do we've got so far? Well, we've got our head and our arms and our chest and a little bit of our crotch here, just a little bit of it. And we got our feet. We're going to build the legs, and then we're going to build weapons. So that's today's plan. I imagine in the next hour and a half that we will finish the legs because they aren't too particular or crazy. And then we'll start working on all of the weapons and shields and stuff. I've been told that putting together the clip for the machine gun is annoying, but I haven't seen that for sure, so I don't know for sure. But I've been told that's a little annoying. We'll get to it when we get to it. So we'll put some stuff over here out of the way from our build space. I want to thank everybody for joining me in chat. As I mentioned, and I'll probably talk a bit about today, and you know, well, a little bit here and there, but definitely later I'll talk about my Patreon, which I launched today. It's just another way for people to be able to support me if they don't feel like being a Twitch subscriber, but they're already on Patreon, something like that. Question for the chat, if I've ever paint or detail any of this. So I do markers on occasion. Those that have been watching the streams a lot know I don't paint. I don't have the patience for it, and I don't have the ability to really get into tiny detail. I'm going to start, while I'm talking, I'm going to start looking for the F and D, which are the pieces that I need to work on these legs. So I'm looking for F and D, G. These are not in alphabetical order right now. That's B, I know that. This is D, which I need. And then this is, yeah, so I don't do a lot of painting or marker work. I used to on occasion do some markers. I just don't anymore. I don't have, well, first of all, I don't have a proper technique. I'm not good at it. That's that's been made abundantly clear over the years, is I'm not good at painting. So I don't really do it too much. I'd like to get back into it. I think that might be something that I would do off camera because it's pretty precise and I wouldn't want to talk while I did it. So right now, no immediate plans to do that. Okay, so we're going to work on one leg and then we're going to work on the other, apparently. We did the feet pretty much at the same time, but we're going to do this here. Excited to build. Every week around Wednesday, I start getting the itch to build because it's been since Saturday since I did any. So I'm always looking forward to Thursdays and to be able to build on stream because I don't do any off stream. This is my fun, and this is when I get to do it. That being said, as mentioned, I have a Patreon, and my first goal is $150 a month. And when I reach that, because I imagine I will, when I reach that, I will add a third weekly stream. That's right. And it's going to be Tuesday in the afternoon. So I'll have a Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday schedule. And Tuesday will be an afternoon. I don't know exactly when. I'm thinking 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern. That's right now. That'll give me a little leeway with my job, where I often have to be to work at 5 p.m. So I'd be able to get there with plenty of time if things were getting a little weird or I wanted to stay streaming for a little longer. So right now, that's what I'm thinking is 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern. And that would be on every Tuesday afternoon. So, like I said, that's what I'd like to do. I'm not necessarily saying that's exactly what's going to happen because I got to hit that goal first. We're at like $30-something for the first day, which is awesome. So I would say go to patreon.com/PatBaer, read it over, watch my little intro video, see if that's something you'd like to do. You can always subscribe here. Subscriptions until next Friday, which is when TwitchCon is. Subscriptions are 50% off still. They extended September into Subtober, so they're still 50% off. And so that's rad. I'm excited about that. I am excited that people can still save money if they're first-time subscribers. Also, if you in the past subscribed, but you let that lapse because it was like your Twitch coin, you can use that again for Twitch Prime. That would be rad, but no, you don't. Obviously, you don't have to. We are at 22 subscribers right now. When we hit 30, I will raffle off the Ecto 1. Ecto 1. The Ecto 1, which was our second, our third build. We'll be auctioning that off next. So I'm excited to get that somebody here. Oh, Cinerix, thank you for subscribing. I really appreciate it. You just subscribed with your Twitch Prime coin. That's so nice of you, your token. Thank you for doing that. And then, I always remind people to always check to see when it's going to expire because you got to do it manually, which is fine. Okay, so this is coming together really fast. Apparently, they didn't put a lot of effort into the legs of this Gundam. In that it doesn't have a whole lot of pieces comparatively. The arms had a lot more pieces to it, which is cool. It's pretty straightforward as far as builds go. I'll say I got notice that a package, that I have a delivery, which I believe to be something from my Amazon wish list, which rules. Someone sent me something off my Amazon wish list. I'm going to find out tomorrow what that is, and it will be the next thing I build. The next thing I build. The next thing I build is the X-Wing. That's the next thing I build because that was an anonymous gift from my Amazon wish list from an anonymous source who wanted to send me something. So we'll be doing that next, and then the following build will be. Here we go. The following build will be whatever is in the P.O. box. Or what is ever being sent to me, I should say. Not the P.O. box. Actually, my work. Oh, shoot. We got here. So that's what's the most favorite, least favorite kit you've done for the master grade Zaku. So let's see. So years ago, I did a perfect grade Gundam Wing Zero custom, and it was gorgeous and beautiful. And I'll probably never do a perfect grade again because it was a nightmare. So that was my favorite. And then uh, I've liked all the builds I've done on this. I will say that we're going to run into it when we do the X-Wing, because we did Pose Boosted X-Wing not too long ago, and that kit is really simple and really straightforward and really easy until it's not. There were some really tiny pieces that made me frustrated that I hope aren't in this version of the kit. So that's probably my least favorite of the streams that we've done, of what we've done on stream. Yeah, I think that might be it. It was just a kit that was like great, and then it wasn't great. So, Nathan, for the internet, I got notice. I was just saying, I got notice that something was delivered to my work, and I'm going to pick up tomorrow. And so I believe that's your Exia, because I don't think someone else sent me anything. I will put a video up soon. I'm going to go to check in with my work tomorrow, and I will see what that is. But I believe that's you, because I don't think anyone else has sent me anything. So that'll be the next thing we build after the boosted. Or sorry, not boosted. We're doing the regular old X-Wing next, which was sent by Anonymous, and then we're going to do years after that. So I believe that is what's waiting for me tomorrow. But I will reach out, Nathan, to confirm that with you. Thanks for checking in before bed. Thanks to everybody who's watching right now. But yeah, that's as far as I can tell. Oh, hi Johnny, hello. Yeah, I can't wait. I look forward to checking it out. I believe that's it, because generally people have been letting me know, hey, I bought something off of your wish list, which gives me the heads up, because I don't know why Amazon doesn't tell you when someone buys something. They don't like tell you, just like an email going like, hey, this was purchased, like, so you could look for it or wait for it. I don't know. It seems like a thing that they should do. I don't know. 822. But yeah, I'm excited to get stuff. Your wish list purchases are awesome. Thank you so much for anybody that's doing that. It just means that whatever money I was going to kits, I can spend on little minor improvements, which is also part of the reason why I'm doing the Patreon, is there's little quality of life stuff, like being able to do 3 times a week. I can't do 3 streams a week right now without some support, because I can't purchase the kits I need to be able to build, because if I'm doing 3 shows a week, then I'm burning through kits even faster than I was if I'm doing twice a week. So that, because it's an extra hour and a half of building. So having that little bit of support, having that little backlog of kits is just going to benefit the show in the long run. And there's stuff like this curtain that's right here. I don't like that it's a slightly different color from the curtain that's behind me. I want to get a bigger one instead of having these 2. That's a tiny thing, right? The desk I'm using is small. I got my eye on a bigger desk. And if we start hitting 150, we go a little above the 150, then I'm going to be able to purchase that desk. But right now I can't justify it, because it's something that I would use only for the streams. So that's just another reason why I have the Patreon. It's just another way for people to support, so that I can build and keep on building for everybody. This is a pretty tiny piece right here. I can see that there. Pretty small. Just a little bit of detail here on the leg, which is cool. And that'll tell me that this is, just like a little extra kind of fun piece that I'm going to try to slot in the first try, and I did. Hooray. You never really know if you're going to get it in one or not. Okay. So got a little bit of a gold accent on that, which is cool. And that's almost done with that leg. We're going to put a few more pieces on there. And then we'll shove it on its foot and move on. Just see here, A green screen is something that I've definitely looked into. I would be able to change how if I had a screen, then I could swap around where my desk is here in my bedroom, which is where I'm doing this stream from. So I have thought about that, Nathan. I thought about doing the old green screen. I think that could be pretty cool. Haven't gone for it yet, but I've definitely been looking into pricing. And of course, if the Patreon looks good, or for like the Kickstarter suddenly, not Kickstarter, I've been saying Kickstarter all day to no one. If the subs are up high or whatever, that's something that I definitely look into. I love the idea of, instead of doing what some people do, which is just like me in the corner hanging out, I would just green screen a set of like inside of a Gundam. That sounds really stupid in a way that I'm really on board for. So no promises, of course, but that is something that I have thought about. I'll say that. Oh, got her. Oh, Johnny. Very small, simple model kit to see something I actually like doing. Be here on the turn of the month. Johnny, don't be terrified. Here's the nice thing. So, like, you mess something up, you mess something up. I would say that, like, be very careful when you're just starting to do your cuts. When you're just starting to make your pieces like that, like you're starting to remove things from the sheets. Be a little cautious with that. Take your time. Be slow with it. I think that's like the biggest piece of advice I could give you from the experience I do have doing this. I would say that is a piece of advice that I wish I had, which was like, just take it slow, and then it's a hobby, right? It's a leisure activity. It's something you're doing for fun. So treat it like that and take your time with it. Relax, enjoy it. And if you mess up, you mess up. Like, I hope you don't. I hope you nail it. But yeah, just look at it as a yet another piece of relaxation that you gave yourself. So I don't know why this piece is not going in right, but it's not. This does not want to go in exactly as I would like it. I'm starting to think I might have put this on wrong. Is that possible? Give me one moment here, friends, while I see, because there exists the possibility that, yes, I did this wrong. Okay, great. So I did this. No, that's right. That part's right. Okay, so this is good. We're going to not have this problem. Whoop, we got here. Oh, thank you so much for subscribing. I really appreciate it. Welcome. Thank you for doing your second month in a row. That's rad as hell. Thanks so much. I really appreciate it. Okay, so what ended up happening is I'm like, this is wrong, right? Like this leg shouldn't bend like it is. So I put a piece on wrong. I'm going to try to separate it now. I won't make that mistake with the next piece because I'm going to fix it on. I won't make that mistake because I'll take my time with it. I did clip my nails today, so it's a little harder to go in there. Debica, thank you for the follow. I really appreciate it. Yes, Johnny, that brings up a great point that I want to stress to folks. Please send me your kits. If you're working on something, always, please send it to me. Let me know what you're working on. I love seeing that. I love knowing what people are doing. So this is really annoying because I'm like basically starting almost from scratch with this kit, with this leg, by having to separate so many pieces. Because I really did just put it on wrong. I just put part of the like knee together wrong, and so now I'm separating that, and I will redo it the way it's supposed to be. Okay, so this is like, so that goes like this. All right. Okay, so I think I did this right this time. We'll see what happens. I'm going to be kind of a little less there. Okay, so it goes like that. And then This goes like this. Yes, this is how I want it. Okay. This will be good for me to pay attention to on the next leg. See, we're learning. I'm learning. Great. So this is how I want it to look. Perfect. So then when we attach these pieces, they will snap into place easier. Be a lot easier to do what we want to do with it. Great. Yeah, if you're ever like painting anything, you do it in metal kits, I always retweet when folks send me things. So if you're working on any projects, always please let me know. I love seeing that feed. Love seeing what you're working on, and I'll always do a good retweet for my Twitter followers so they can see what you're working on too. All right, great. So that's how we want it. That's what happened was the leg should have bent like this, and instead I had it bending the wrong way, which was silly of me. Glad we caught that now before we started really putting it together. So we're going to do more armor along the leg. I got to find G, which I haven't seen in a while, so I have to dig in here. It's a little different coloring. Yeah, please send. If you're working on stuff, if you've got like stuff you worked on in the past, be like, hey, this is the thing I'm most proud of. Like, have context in your tweet. Send it to me. I'll retweet it. I love seeing what people do. Like, obviously, I don't paint on the stream, so if you're doing like painting, if you're doing marker work, like please like show off how what you're doing, because that's rad, and I think it's just so cool. Great. That was easy. I just think it's super cool, and so please toot your own horn if you're doing cool stuff. And if you're not a builder, if you just like think I'm a fun guy and you like watching these streams and hanging out, like that rules. Oh, you're renovating. Okay, yeah. Wait, what just happened? I just had a notice. I missed that notice. Yo, I missed that notice. What was that? What? Oh, is that Dispel Undead following? Okay, great. Hello, Dispel Undead. Thank you for the follow. I got the email that you did that, but I didn't see the notification because I wasn't looking. Yeah, Daibuka Kua, I apologize. Sometimes I just don't say your names because I know I won't say it right, so I just don't say it. But yeah, that's tough. Like I'm in a situation where I couldn't build for quite a few years because of my living situation. I had a tiny apartment. I didn't have table space. I didn't have any place to put them where I was. I'm solving that now because, as you know, I'll be sending out kits every time I hit a milestone in subscribers. Our next milestone is 30. We are at 24 right now. So once we hit 30, I will do a lottery, and someone will win the kit that are the Ecto 1, are as of yet right now only Lego kit. I just put some Lego kits up on the up on my Amazon wish list. Okay, great. So that is almost done with our leg here. We're going to put a few more pieces here. We got some more pieces to throw on there, and then we'll be ready to do the other leg. This is coming along pretty well. Let's see, I need D and C and A. Excited to this kit has been fun to build. I'm excited to get into the weapons because the weapons are new to me, so I am excited about that. All right, let's see here. I was gonna finish whenever I need space or something. I'm gonna move my keyboard and stuff. Oh yeah, yeah. I have this little card table kind of rectangular desk that I've been using. It's better than a card table, but not much better than a card table. And I would love to purchase a better workspace, and I'm definitely looking to do that. Yeah, monitor arms are really cool to kind of open up your spot. My right now my computer desk is like really nice, and I'm actually thinking about just getting the desk that I use and just getting an identical one, and then kind of like extending them by putting them together. That's kind of what I'm thinking I might do to change up my workstation. Because right now what ends up happening is I have this setup that I do here. I set it up on Thursday. I tear it down on Saturday. Put the bear cave. I'm gonna have to add my bear cave emote back in here. Theoretically, more emotes coming. These are all things that I would like to do. Hopefully, Patreon kicks up. We start hitting higher subscriber numbers. Right now, we are at the race to actually getting paid from Twitch. You have to hit a certain amount of earned income through Twitch affiliates and partners before they do a payout, which is fine because people have been supporting me and I'm not losing money that way. But it does mean that I haven't gotten paid by Twitch yet. So I'm kind of like hanging out, waiting for that to happen. It's going to. It just hasn't happened yet. So when that does happen, I'll be able to use some of that income on sorry, I'm looking for C. I have to find C. Here it is, C. I am planning on using some of that to like kind of spruce up the stream, get some more emotes. I like the idea of having a green screen that I can just kind of set up anytime I need it. But right now, my workstation I set up on Thursday, tear down Saturday. And if I start doing 3 times a week, which is what the hope with the Patreon is that I'll be able to do that Tuesday afternoon stream that I've been mentioning, then I'm going to need a setup that I don't have to tear anything down for. So, Johnny, right now we are at 24, which is awesome considering how little time I have been doing this. That's a great number. Thank you all so much, those that are subscribing. We had a little drop off because every time the month expires, people that had supported me right in the beginning, their Twitch Prime, ran out, and they didn't renew it because they haven't watched the stream in a while. Or they just want to do it once, which is also fine. So I am at the point now where I'm like, okay, I'm hoping that people, continue to support. I really appreciate it. We were at 25 like a week ago, so I'm hoping that some people use their Twitch coins again, and we can get back to closer to 30. Because once we hit 30, like I said, that's when I do the next lottery. All right, so that goes on that. That looks pretty cool. Yeah, Wookins. So that is how it works. If you're an affiliate, you have to hit a certain, I think it's like $100 or something, before they will send you anything, and that includes like cheers and that kind of stuff. Before they do a payout, which makes sense. That I'm not faulting them. I'm just trying to hit that thing. And then how do I decide what kits to build? So I have a preference for Gundam Wing. I'm gonna buy Gundam Wing kits, but I also understand that I want to have different types of kits. So I went with the original series kit for this one because I want to have a variety of different kinds of pieces for you all. So I'm not just building the same thing over and over again. Not that Will Smith is hosting. It's very nice of him. Because I don't want to just build the same thing over and over and over again. I understand that I want to have a little bit of variety because that's just going to be cooler. So I'm looking at price points. I'm not trying to purchase things that are crazy. I'm not going to buy perfect grade stuff for myself. I'm trying to budget. So it's honestly, when it comes really down right to it, I'm looking for stuff that just looks cool and that would be fun to build that's in the master grade. I have a couple of those Pokemon things on my wish list. Those I actually wouldn't mind having a couple of those just for like emergencies. Like, oh, I didn't think we would finish this kit today. Shoot, I don't have something to build. Or I might, when I go to PAX Unplugged in Philly, I'm going to want to stream when I'm in there. And it'd be nice to bring a small little kit and not something big. So I'm probably going to pick one of those up off my wish list just to have like for travel because it's a pretty quick build. Yeah, tall. So the tall geese is so cool. There was a special. was like $80. I didn't buy it. It's a tall geese at New York Comic Con that was like a new paint job. It was like so it wasn't like a brand new kit. It was just like they changed the outer coating of it, and it looked really cool. But it wasn't. I just couldn't justify picking it up, so I didn't. But I looked at it. I thought about it. I ended up not getting it, but like I said, I did put some time looking at that kit, thinking about am I going to pick this up? Because it looked really cool. But I didn't. Yeah, so most of the time it's just stuff like I love Wing, but I also like I love getting the G Gundam, which is like not a super popular show. I think that stuff looks cool. I like so I'm kind of looking at different things. I want to build things that are not too pricey, especially if like, hey, if I get something 2-day shipping on Amazon through Amazon Prime, then I know it's coming, that kind of thing. I'm always looking at a lot of different stuff. Hello everyone. We got a bunch of viewers popping in, I believe because of Will Smith, which is awesome. Those of you that are new to Build with Bear Workshop, we're building Gundams. We're building a Gundam model kit. This is the RX-785 from the original series, from the side story of the original series. We're putting that together now. We're doing the legs of the build. Thank you for popping in. I hope you'll stick around. This is a pretty chill, pretty laid-back, cool build series. We're doing some Gundam work now. This is the first time doing this kit. So I'm trying to figure out how these pieces assemble and where they go. Because right now, it doesn't look right. It might be that I put this is the wrong piece. Is this B17? That might not be B17. 15. No, that's the right piece. Okay. This is the right piece. I'm just a little confused about how these two pieces work together. So I'm taking my sweet time right now, trying to figure that out. I expect to know very shortly why this doesn't seem to want to come together quite right. So I'm taking a moment to figure that out. Oh, okay. Now I think I know. I got it. Great. Just kind of slid over it. Great. And I dropped a piece, which of course happens now and again. I can see it, so I'm going to reach for it. If I can't see it, I usually don't, but I will do that. Great. It's been nice to be able to watch ads and use the money to give streamers. Yes. Yeah, I mean, if that's how you can support people is by watching ads and then giving bits, or just watching ads for those that run ads. I think that's awesome. You know, one of the reasons I have Google Play, Google Music instead of Spotify is so that I can watch ad-free without running an ad blocker on YouTube Red, but people still supported by that. Because I don't think I'm ever going to get paid on YouTube. Like, I have videos that do okay for me, but the thing is, the videos of mine that do the best are 404ing it, the show I do at conventions. And I can't ever make any money off 404ing it because even though it is transformative works, I'm not big enough to be able to fight content holders to say, hey, I should be able to run ads on this. So I can never actually run ads on any of the videos I make for 404ing it. So those videos, you know, I'm never going to get, what I'm saying is I'm never going to get paid by YouTube. I'm never actually going to make enough money that YouTube will pay me out. I'll just have a balance sitting there for a very long time. Which, you know, hey, I can make videos that might be good for advertisers, or I can make stuff that I like and hope that I get supported other ways. So that's how I'm choosing to operate right now. It's one of the reasons why I said I have a Patreon, is giving people a chance to support me. And thank you all that do support. Thank you for my subscribers who are using their Twitch coins or just paying. Remember, you've got until this week. I think it's when we start up TwitchCon that the discounted rate, half off to new subscribers, goes away. And oh, I'll show this off. This is a nice little piece of business right here. You can see there's like some internal like workings right there. There's a little piece they put in, kind of look there. We're going to cover that up. We all know that's there, but it's gone as far as display. So I guess if I wanted like battle damage, I could take this piece off, but that's kind of that's a fun little thing. I like little touches like that. That is an unnecessary extra touch. And that's the end of our leg. We got one leg done. We're going to work on the other leg. Should be pretty quick because we're doing exactly what we did here. It's identical build. The piece numbers are a little different, but other than that, pretty much the same. So we'll just kind of do that. Right now, actually, I'll take a moment to put some stuff here in the chat for y'all. Let's put some links up. First is the link to my Patreon. As always, all my stuff is _Baer, but this is my Patreon is here, and my Amazon wish list. Like if you got some Amazon credit, if you got a gift card, you're like, I don't know what to use this for. You can buy something and I'll build it on the stream. I've got my next 2 builds are going to come from my wish list, which is rad. Here is the video for the Improvised Post Mortem New York Comic Con edition, featuring a bunch of New York comedians, including Abby Russell from Giant Bomb, that turned out really well. And these will all be in the YouTube video, in the description of the YouTube video. And here is the audio version of that, because as I said, I said earlier, video turned out not as great as I would have liked, unfortunately. So I put those all into the chat. Those are all the links, and then I will have more info on the YouTube. For those of you watching after the fact, you can find all those links there on my YouTube page. So thanks. Of course, if you're like, hey, I'm not saying anybody has to support me in any way that they can, support me if you can. If you can back my Patreon, that's awesome. If you can subscribe here, that's great. If you just want to, like, I don't know, before my stream on Saturday at 9 o'clock Eastern time, if you want to just like tweet out like, hey, I watch these streams. Pat's great if you like building or like a nice dude talking while you do other things while he builds. If that's something you could do, if you could like put a post up on Facebook, that would be rad. I'd love to build an audience and find some people that don't know me from other things. I think that would be really cool. So I'm going to pay attention putting this together here. I don't want to screw up like I did on the last part of this build, so I'm going to do my best to not mess this up like I did the last time. As we all watched me put together this leg wrong. So I'm going to try not to screw up the leg on this one. Yeah, so those are just some links to some stuff that I thought was cool. I got busy, so I did not watch the second episode of the 3rd season of Food Wars that came out on Tuesday. I missed that episode. But what I did watch was the OVA. People were calling it episode 14 because it was a 13-episode series of Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid. The 13th episode came out last month, but I didn't have it. It wasn't picked up as of right now. Crunchyroll doesn't always pick up the OVAs, so they didn't pick that up. So I hadn't watched it, and then I found a YouTube link of it. I always like to support, I like to watch things on Crunchyroll or Anime Strike, if I can. But if it's not out there, I'll break my own rules if I like the show. You do what you have to. So I watched Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid episode 14, aka the OVA, and it's cute. It's really fun. It's Valentine's themed, and there's also like a hot springs trip. I won't say anything necessarily more about it because I don't want to ruin it if you are planning on watching it. It was really cute and fun, and there was only like one part of it that was like, oh boy, this sucks. Oh, Wookins, thank you so much. Wookins says that when they're in Discord channels that have shout-outs, they give me a shout-out. That's rules. I think that's really awesome. I have toyed with having a Discord for our subscribers and for Patreons, Patreon backers and subscribers. The only reason I haven't done that is because I know that I wouldn't keep up with it. I'm very bad at keeping up with with chats, so I haven't put one together because I feel bad that I would not ignore it, but I wouldn't give it the attention that it deserves. So I have made the choice to not make one. But it's awesome that people are. But a lot of people, a lot of streamers have them, and I think that's cool. And of course, at some point, if I end up with like a huge number of uh, backers of various platforms, if the bear cave grows and grows, then eventually have one because that'll be nice for y'all. So anyway, yes, there's one part really early in the episode of Dragon Maid that of this episode of Dragon Maid that's like kind of not cool, and I didn't enjoy it. But the rest of the episode's really, really good. So it's the same thing with Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid, like the whole show. I think it's a really fun series. There's a Twister thing that happens that fucking sucks, and that's the show. Like there's like a really creepy part of one of the episodes early on in the show, which people warned me about when I started watching. They're like, "Hey, there's a thing that happens that sucks." And then when I got to that part, I was like, "Yeah, this sucks." Which is why, like, I was telling people, like, oh, I like Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid, but I love the same time that Dragon Maid was coming out, there was another series that was out that I really, really liked that was called Interviews with Monster Girls. And that show is amazing and incredible. So I really was kind of promoting, I was definitely telling people about that more than I was like talking about the other show, Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid. But because it happens, because it always happens, right? Not always, but it often happens. There's an episode of that show that sucks. The original 12 were great. Original 12 episodes of that show of Interviews with Monster Girls is a rad show about like a vampire girl and an ice woman girl and a headless horsewoman who are all like find each other in high school and they're friends. It's a really cool series about like kind of coming of age and finding yourself and getting more comfortable with who you are. And it's a rad show. And then they did 12 episodes, and they did like a 13th episode, which was like a bonus episode. It wasn't an OVA because Crunchyroll has it. It just kind of came out later. And that episode is pretty fun. And then it ends kind of creepy and weird. And I think the post credits are like weird in a way that like bummed me out. And that might be all the anime talk I have for today. I still haven't watched any of the anime style movies for what's the movie that just came out? Oh, Blade Runner. There's like a Blade Runner anime special thing that came out that I have in my queue. I just haven't watched it yet. I've just been like very busy these past couple weeks. Last weekend was New York Comic Con. I got very busy during New York Comic Con, and I didn't have time to do anything cool. And while I was doing that, like I'm barely caught up with all my Hearthstone videos that I have to watch every day because I follow 3 people that between the 3 of them make 4 videos a day about Hearthstone every day of the week. They're dedicated. That also reminds me, I should say this because I would love to know if you know of anyone that is non-white and non-male that makes Hearthstone videos. Please let me know. Particularly not necessarily streamers, but people that make like YouTube videos about Hearthstone. Because right now I'm just following some straight white dudes that make videos, and I would love to expand that and watch some other people's content and get a different vibe here and there. I think that would be cool. So if you know someone, if you like somebody, throw it in the comment section. Let me know. Send me a tweet about it. Link me to their YouTube because I would love to check that out. And yeah, if you're watching anime right now, if you're like, oh man, Black Clover rules, because I haven't watched Black Clover yet because I feel like that's a show I'm not actually going to watch while it's on. I'm going to watch like later. I don't know why I made that decision, but I made that decision that I'm not going to follow that show while it streams live. Because I might want to skip ahead because there could be a lot of stuff I just don't care about in that show. I'm not sure yet. But if you're watching it and you're like, no, this is the anime you should be watching, Pat, let me know. Or if there's a TV show that you think rules that I'm not aware of, that you think maybe Pat doesn't know about this cool TV show or this cool YouTube channel. Like, I'm always looking for good stuff. I got 2 more 404-ings this year. I should say that. The first weekend in November, I'm going to be at GamerX East here in New York. I'm going to do a 404-ing on a Saturday night. I don't know the exact time, so I haven't announced my guests for that. But I'm also going to be at PAX Unplugged Saturday 9 o'clock show. That's going to be the end of November. I think it's the 18th, maybe 17th, 19th, something like that. My guests are Aaron Trites, who runs League of Heels with me. My other guests are Austin Walker from Waypoint. I'm convinced Austin to go to Philly to do that show because I know he'd have a good time there. And also, he likes doing the show, and he's a great guest. And then also, for the first time, joining us is Angela Weber from the Double Clicks. That's right. I'm so excited about that. Angela rules. She's so nice. One of my favorite parts of 2017 has been developing an internet friendship with Angela because she's just very talented and like super sweet. And she's going to be in town for Unplugged, so she's going to do Unplugged with us. And I just can't wait. I think it's going to be so cool. But both those shows are in November, and more details on that soon. Meskin, you're saying you really got back into Darker Than Black. You know what? That's a show I've never actually watched other than a lot of YouTube clips. I watched a lot of YouTube clips of that dude being pretty great and being like pretty good at murder. That's a show where there's some definite murder happening. So that's all I kind of watch is like a little bit of it. But I liked what I've seen. I just never like followed through. That's another thing with this show. There's another show. I can't remember the name of it, but it was like 3 seasons of like Gesea of Eden or something like that, I think it was called. But it was one of the things I saw enough YouTube clips of it that I was like, okay, I'm going to watch it. And then I watched like all of it in a weekend. It's kind of how I operate now and again. I'll like say like, oh, I don't know if I'm going to like this. And then I clearly really like it. Secret Society show. Yeah. That's kind of what the vibe I got from that. There's a guy in a mask and he's good at murder. And then there's like contractors, which I guess are like supposed to be like, assassins for hire and stuff like that because they've got special powers. It makes it easier for them to assassin. D4. Okay. We're still working on these legs. This is pretty mindless right now because I did it all right. And as far as I can tell, I did the knee right this time, so I don't have to redo it, which is pretty good. I might be a little sloppy here and there with some of my clips or clicks, but I think I'm doing okay. And then that'll go on there. Great. And then I got a little tiny piece I got to put on here. These gold accents are very cool, but they are small. 23. And so I hope I don't lose them. I don't think I will. I will say this backpack on the back of our Gundam, these little pieces here, the rockets have popped off quite a few times. So I'm trying to be a little extra careful with that. I might take the backpack off when I store this, because that might help me a little bit. And then, I got to clip this. Got my snipper clips, my trusty snipper clips. I'm definitely going to stream when I go to Philly because I should be staying in an Airbnb, which will have theoretically better internet than, or at least I can do wired internet there instead of staying at a hotel where I have to do wirelessly. Because I want to be able to stream when I'm in Philly. But the nice thing is I'll be taking a train down there so I can bring gear with me. I won't bring my full setup. What I'll probably end up doing is like one camera, one stand, and then I'll use my webcam on my laptop here, which I don't use for this show because it's not as good as my other cameras. But I'll probably use my webcam and one camera because like I was thinking about it. I'm like, Oh yeah, I can bring my clips. I'm not getting on a plane. I can bring these. Just put them in my bag, my suitcase. All right, so now we're gonna finish the outside armor here, and we're getting very close to being done, which is with the legs, which is awesome. We will in about an hour accomplish 2 legs, which is pretty cool. Those of you that are watching because of the very nice Mr. Will Smith, who is hosting, thank you so much. Consider giving me a follow. If you like Gundam, if you like Lego, if you like building, I'm Pat Baer. So I want to take this opportunity to say hello while I'm getting some pieces together that I need to put together this kit. Those of you that have been following me for a while, hello, thank you so much. As mentioned, I'll say it again, I got a Patreon. It's at patreon.com/PatBear. And if I hit $150, oh, we're done with this piece. We're done with this sheet. The sheet is done. I'm going to throw it in the corner. We're done. If I hit $150 a month, then I will start doing a 3rd stream, which will be Tuesday afternoons, Eastern time. Don't know the exact start time. I'm thinking 3 p.m. till 4 p.m. Eastern time, like a late afternoon, maybe 2 to 3 if it seems like that's better, but I don't know. I don't know for sure quite yet, but that's my goal. Oh, you know what? I don't think I've done the subs dubs discussion. So if I've ever watched it subtitled, I never want to watch it dubbed. But if I saw a show dubbed first, I'm okay either way. And that's just from growing up like that, right? Like, well, I watched Dragon Ball, the first, 13 episodes of Dragon Ball, dubbed, and then went back and watched it. So, like, and then I watched a bunch of dubbed Dragon Ball Z on, so it's like, okay, I guess I can go either way with that. I'm not like, oh, it's got to be this way or nothing with that show because I watch so much of it that. But if I start a show like, I have no interest in watching Dragon Maid dubbed because I already watched the whole series subbed. Or if New Game came out subtitled or dubbed, I wouldn't be interested in it because I've already watched it subtitled, and those are the voices. So that's kind of my philosophy on it. Yeah, I mean, like that's the thing. You get used to a show. Yu-Gi-Oh! I can watch Yu-Gi-Oh! Dubbed anytime because I watched a lot of it dubbed, and even if Kaiba's voice is Kaiba. Like that's the voice I think of. Occasionally they're like, if it's a very bad sub, then I might not think about it. Or like, I wouldn't want to watch the dubbed version of Yu Yu Hakusho because I remember not liking that dub at all. It could be I could like it now if I heard it now. It could be that I just didn't give it a fair chance at the time and it was actually fine. But I remember not liking the dub, so I wouldn't go out of my way to go find the dub of it. But if you're like, no, we got it subtitled, to be like, cool. And well, all right, we're going to talk. Who said this? We're going to look up here. Johnny Warps. We're going to talk about Cowboy Bebop. That's a fucking great dub. That's a really good dub. All the voices are great. I think I might like Ed's dubbed voice better than her subtitled voice because I think the dub does such a great adds personality to it. I mean, I could talk probably too much about how much I like that the dub of Cowboy Bebop. I think all of the voice actors are great and do a great job with it. So I think that's the thing. Like, I don't go out of my way to find dubs, but if I especially heard it first, I'm not like angry about it. The Ocean Group, not necessarily the best always. And honestly, I can't be mad at dubs too much because a couple of my friends are voice actors. Most notably, my friend Sarah is Ash. She took over the role of Ash on Pokemon when it moved to Cartoon Network, when it left the WB in the day. My friend Sarah Nada Cheney took over the role. And that's still weird because I know what her voice is, so it's weird to hear that. And I actually up until this series, I never watched it subtitled. I only watched Pokemon dubbed, and it's been kind of weird to watch the Sun Moon subtitle because I've been watching a little bit of it subtitled, mainly because like you gotta get used to having the different names and all that, but also like they kind of de-aged Ash to make him younger, and it's weird. It's just weird to look at. That whole series is odd. Wookins, you're not a criminal for not watching Cowboy Bebop, but you should watch Cowboy Bebop. The music is beautiful. It's a great story. The episodes that are kind of follow the plot are great. The episodes that are kind of just standalones are great. It's remarkable. It holds up better than I think Trigun. I think Trigun's great, but I don't think Trigun holds up as well as Cowboy Bebop. I can't say enough good things about that show. It's so good. All right, so we're gonna put our legs on now, which is cool, and then we'll put our legs on, and then we'll put some pieces on over that. I'm gonna attach these legs first. We've got some. I need B and A. Here's A. Identical. Oh, yeah. Woogans, occasionally I forget. I didn't forget that you're in Norway, but I do forget sometimes that there's a lot of dubs in other languages for shows. Like I'm just kind of, because I'm American, I forget about that stuff. But that's interesting, the idea of swapping between the two. Like you might see several different kinds, or if you're like on YouTube, you suddenly find the Japanese, and it just sounds so weird. But yeah, I never wanted to like hear the Japanese voice actors for Pokemon because Pokemon is Pokemon. But I've been watching the new series because it's pretty cool, and also because I really liked Pokemon Sun and Moon, the games. Trigun just looks old. It just doesn't, because it's like, I think it's in a desert. It just like most of the shots, I think it just doesn't hold up as well as it could. I still think it's a cool story. But yeah, it just doesn't, it wouldn't be someone who was like, I've never seen anime. I wouldn't be like Trigun. Even if they were like, I love Westerns, I don't think I would be like, you should give Trigun a shot. All right, so we're putting some stuff on here. I don't know I should learn what these are called. I don't know what they are as far as what the name of these kinds of pieces are. What's what year, man? Yeah, I think Trigun's great, but it's a hard one. Yeah, I don't have a problem in general with dubs. I think like I understand. There was a anime channel that was like high up on digital cable that was doing subtitled like on TV for a little while. There was like a fighting series where a guy like made plants grow, and that they did. I don't remember the name of it, but I remember that was subtitled, and that was kind of cool to like watch subtitles on TV. But I totally understand why that's not the preferred method. Okay, so we're gonna put our body together. I'm gonna get D6 out here, which is this thing. Oh, okay. So this piece, I don't know why we didn't put this piece on earlier, but this piece will hopefully keep our rockets in place because this is gonna go on our back. And I don't know why we didn't do that sooner, but they just didn't have me build that. So yeah, so that's just gonna lock into place over here, and that should keep all our rockets and stuff from popping off. Just an extra thing that looks pretty cool. Backpack looks pretty great. Does that. These move as well. All right, so now we're gonna put our piece together, and we got a lot of this done. Look at that. We're going to work on our weapons right now, our shields and our guns. But like the main part of this Gundam, this G5, is done. Pretty psyched about it. It's a good-looking build. I will say this. I don't necessarily love how this chest and torso attach. You can pop it on and off pretty easy. I don't like that. But other than that, this is a good-looking Gundam. And now we can put him aside. Yeah, there's some parts of this I don't necessarily love, this construction, but it's pretty good. I'm going to put it aside for now. Let's see. So not a lot of the bases, the master grades, if you got a perfect grade, all perfect grades have a base, but not all master grades. The Wing Gundam Custom that we did, Wing Gundam Zero that we did our last build, that had a stand on it, but it's pretty uncommon for master grades. The perfect grade, you're certainly going to do that. And we're talking about some dubs, some musical stuff. Musical dubbing is probably tough because you're like just trying to get the rhythm, and you got voice actors who probably don't sing it particularly well. All right, so G and C. That's the thing that I honestly kind of wish that the U.S. had that Japan has, is I love the idol concept, that the idol concept extends to voice actors. That there are voice actors out there that like earn a living by making music. Like, oh, you're Faye Valentine, but you're also a recording artist, and that's why like the ending themes have that. One of my favorite parts of a show that wasn't necessarily that great that I watched this last season that I talked a lot about in here is In Another World with My Smartphone. So one of the cool things about that was they had different versions of the closing theme that were sung by different female cast members. And it was the same song, but it was like each of them from their point of view. And it was like a cool thing that was totally unnecessary, but I think added so much to the show because a lot of them were in a similar boat of their interest in the main character, their romantic interest, I should say. So it was like, to me, that was like a really cool element to the show. I think it's awesome. I remember there's a song there's a whole album for Rurouni Kenshin where they have the cast members singing like the many themes of the show, and there's one song that's like a big group number, and the voice actress who played a lot of the kids sings on that, and it's like really cute and fun. And I just remember like thinking how like you don't have that. The closest you got is like the new DuckTales. When they were promoting the new DuckTales, they had like a lot of the cast sing the song. And that was promotion. That's not like an alternate you're going to find on the Blu-ray, although it should be on the Blu-ray. But I bet it's not. So we got the piece we're going to put together our gun here. G7. Oh, that's the end of this sheet. Great. You're doing well when you start running out of things to cut out of a sheet. You're getting there. Great. So we're done with that. Toss that aside. Heck yeah. All right, so let's put this gun together. So this goes here. And this goes like this. I want to try to make sure I'm doing this right because these are not delicate, but thin. These are thin pieces, so once they're snapped together, it's sometimes hard to separate them. All right, so that goes like that. Goes like that. Okay. Ammo clip, and then I need this piece here, and I need A38, which is a unique piece. So there's only one of them. So sometimes pretty easy to find. Gets a lot of, as I always say, these start moving pretty quick when you start running out of pieces because there's only so many that it can be. And that goes on here. Great. So we got ourselves a weapon here. We got a gun here. Moves around a bit. The clip moves and all of that. So that's pretty fun. That was an easy to put together piece. So we'll put that aside. And now we're going to work on the shield. We're going to work on our shielding. Yeah, the new DuckTales. I am caught up on the new DuckTales. I'm biased. I have a bias in me, okay? My bias is that Kate Micucci is one of the sweetest people in the world that I've ever met in my life. She's so nice and so awesome. So I think that's part of the reason why I think Webby is so great in this show. I think Webby is great already, but I really think that Webby is incredible on this show because of Kate Micucci. I think the writing is really good. I think she does such a good job that I know that my bias is showing on that. I'm aware of it. Uh, but yeah, overall, I think it's really fun. I think it's got. I think it could be. I wish it was a little bit more like the comics and a little less like another version of the original cartoon. I wish that they had decided to kind of go into some of the adventures, the original adventures, in that way. There's more to do in that show, but right now, really into it. Um, and I have other friends that are on that show, people I know that are on that show. But Kate is so just like an incredible person, and I'm so psyched that she's on that show. Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. Oh, Harold, that took me a second, man. But yes, I am building a shield. I am indeed, at this moment, an agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. That took me a second, but I liked it. Can't say I didn't like it. All right, C22. This is fun because this is the first time we built a shield on this stream. None of the kits I've had so far has had shield. They've had wings. We've built 3 sets of wings that can be used as shielding, but we've never built like a on your arm, grab it and hold it shield. So that's pretty cool. And then I need F. That's not F. This is B. I mean, it can only be so many things. Here it is. So this is kind of fun that we're building a shield. Eventually down the line, we'll do the original Death Scythe and not the Endless Waltz version. And then we'll have like the kind of like tiny shield / drone weird compromise thing that they made for that show. Okay. So is this the right piece? 13. Okay, so apologize. I think this is actually, I think I cut out the wrong piece. Yes, I did. All right, great. That was the wrong piece. No, it's not the wrong piece. What is that? Oh, I missed a step. Okay. Weird. All right. Nobody panic. Nobody freak out. I legitimately jumped a step. And so, like, this piece has some stuff on it. And I was very confused. I was like, what am I doing wrong? I just skipped a step. Okay. No big deal. Wookins. My opinion on that character is that, yeah, they're giving her things to do. She's not just there as a damsel in distress. That she's just as weird as the triplets. Everyone is weirder than they were in the original series. They're not all there to just be saved. They all have like character traits and fun things to do, and I'm psyched for all of that. I'm here for all of that. Overall, I think it's pretty cool. All right, so we're working on this. We're probably going to finish up the sheet. We're going to get going on the shield. I don't know if we'll finish it. We're gonna work for a little bit more. We got some time left here on stream, and then we'll do all that. I sent the links there in the chat. Once again, if you're on Patreon, I'm on Patreon right now. I launched that today. I'm very excited about it. It's just another way for folks to be able to support if they're interested in doing that. The archive of this will go to them later tonight, and then it will be up tomorrow for everyone else on my YouTube channel, youtube.com/PatBaer, and all of that. I've got twitter.com/PatBaer and twitch.tv/PatBaer, patreon.com/PatBaer, and I'm on Facebook, but I don't have a fan page on Facebook. I will eventually. I kind of like Facebook just being people that I did comedy with over the years and kind of keeping that. Like I have a few friends that are gaming friends, but I have a lot of like waiting requests from people that I just like don't know, that I kind of know from the internet, but not from real life. I've kind of kept most of Facebook to real life friends. But eventually I'll do like a fan page that people can like if they want or something, or I'll start a group on Facebook. But right now I got all that stuff. And then I have a what do you call it? Oh, I have a Instagram, but I don't use it. I use it like really infrequently. Most of the time I just post photos right on Twitter instead of posting on both. If they integrated well, if I could have the same username on both, I would do that. But I don't have the same username on both, so I don't use it. All right, so let's see here. We're going to put this on there. We're going to put like that. That's how we want to do that. And then I need B. What's this? D. That's B. All right, we're putting our shield together here. Yeah. So yeah, I haven't found anything like I said. I didn't watch the new episode of Food Wars. I'm gonna watch that probably tomorrow because I'd like to see that. And again, I'm streaming Saturday at 9 p.m. Eastern time. That'll be my Saturday stream. I'm gonna keep those two. If my Patreon hits $150 by next Tuesday, then I will do a Tuesday stream. If it doesn't, then I won't. Right now, I think we're at like 39, something like that, which is awesome. And then any money I make on that Patreon, even if I don't hit my goals, it all goes back into the show. It all goes back into buying kits, or what I said today that I'd like to do is I'd like to buy more emotes, because there's two of you are on here. We have 2 subscribers who, which is really awesome of you, who are subscribing for $10, and I want a custom emote for you, but I haven't been able to do that yet because I want to pay the person who made the Bear Cave emote to do the next one, Alexandra. I need Alexandra Van Chesten to work on my next one, so I want to like get the money for that. And that could be my first Patreon payout. Could be doing that. These are things that I'm like interested in doing, and we'll see what happens with it. All right, so I need D and B here. We're almost done with the shield. We're going to finish with the shield and then probably wrap up there. Yeah, people have been asking like, oh, do you do like in progress photos? Do you take like a photo like before the stream and after the stream? And that's something I've been thinking about doing. I haven't done that yet. We almost finished that sheet. We didn't finish that sheet. But that's something I've been thinking about doing, like, hey, this was the photo I took of what our build before the stream started. Here's what we did today. I might do that for my next build, the X-Wing, because it's a pretty fast build. So the sheet is done. We're getting there. Because we'll probably start the X-Wing next week. We're obviously not quite ready for that today. We still have to finish these weapons up. We've got a few more pieces to put together. There's some of this kit is left, but we're doing pretty well, and we're getting pretty far with it. So, like I said, I'm expecting us to finish up this kit on Saturday and start our next one on Saturday. But Wookins, that's a great idea. The idea of doing some like progress photos. Sorry, it took a second to put in because I put it in sideways. We did that. We'll put that there, and then we'll. But yeah, I kind of like that idea. The idea of like taking photos, even just for Twitter, like the end of the night, being like, here's the photos I took. Here's the progress. You can see it all. I'm gonna pop this off. I'm gonna snip this because it's not going quite right. And I'm just going to trim it down a bit with my snipper clips. And we did that. That looks good. That looks good. That looks good. And then this goes into that. It's interesting. Very unique. This piece here. It's pretty unique. Oops. All right. So that's not doing exactly what I want. Ah, there's a little piece here I've got to snip off of this. Little fine-tuned snipping. That should solve our problem. You built a wooden R2-D2 on your Shimano. That's right, Harold. You said that you tweeted that that you were no Pat Baer, but you were doing a build. That's awesome. I love that, Harold. That's very cool. I hope I inspired a little bit of that. So we got our shield here, which looks pretty rad. That's our shield there. Which okay, so here, so we'll talk about a little bit of this because this is going to be the end of our stream here. So I got a couple minutes. We'll chat about that, and then we're gonna work on more of the holder for it and our weapons, and we'll build the Gatling gun on Saturday. So the back of this here for holding, it's kind of compressed. This is compartmentalized, and then you basically pop this up, off, and then it slides up, and then locks, and that's and then this piece goes up here, and that locks to make it a bigger shield, and that's cool as hell. That it does that. That's like a very cool, surprisingly awesome, like part of this kit is that there's a like compressing and then expanding shield. I think that's very cool. I'm going to keep the shield nice and open while I store it. So that's going to do it. I think it was kind of cool. Harold, I'm sorry you didn't have the viewers. It's a jungle out there. I'm sorry about that. I was very happy today to have you all here. So that's going to do it for our stream. We will be back on for our next stream on Saturday, 9 p.m. Eastern, right here on twitch.tv/PatBaer. All the links will be YouTube video going up tomorrow. If you don't follow me on Twitter, jump on Twitter because I tweet a lot about a lot of stuff, including cool stuff that I'm sure you're into. At the very least, I do pretty good retweets. We'll pop back to the opening slides here. So I want to thank everybody so much for coming in. Throw up my Bear Cave emote. Thank you for subscribing. Oh man, we dropped a subscriber probably because their token expired like a month after a month. But yeah, thank you for subscribing. Thank you for following. If you're back with me on Patreon, thank you so much. If you're watching this early because you watched it on that. And I hope you have a great weekend. I'll see you back here Saturday for another thrilling installment. This was the 21st Build with Bear Workshop. I'll see you back for number 22. Thanks so much.